Were you offended because I didn't want to use the restroom at your mom's house?
Su forma me decepcionó. Yo no siento que ella me dé el mismo respeto que yo le doy a ella. Porque ya yo le había explicado, le había dicho, no sé si tú te vas a sentir incómoda visitando a mi madre en esa pequeña casa. Siento que me faltó el respeto, tanto a mí como a mi familia.
Welcome to another installment of 90 Day Gossip, where we will be discussing the latest stars from the 90 Day spin-off Love in Paradise. It will be a look into the relationship of April and Valentine. Spoiler, I am not a fan of these two together. Let's start as nicely as we can with how they met.
I met Valentine 11 months ago while I was in the Dominican Republic. I was staying at a resort and I met Valentine at the gym. I'm an entrepreneur. I own multiple fitness studios and I just opened a luxury car business in Dominican Republic, and that's how I met my boyfriend Valentine. It looks really, really good.
Wow, it was kind of love at first sight, I guess. April's passion to excel in her career took her places. She decided to launch an electric car business in the Dominican Republic, and it was there that she met Valentine.
Soy Valentín, tengo 26 años de edad y soy de Santo Domingo, República Dominicana. Lo primero que me llamó la atención de April fue el culo. Como entrenador personal, uno no está supuesto a salir con los clientes. Pero por April, yo tuve que romper esa regla, ¿sabes?
Well, a red flag right from the start? Imagine kicking off a date with someone whose first comment is about your rear end. Since Valentine was himself pretty muscular, this relationship looked like it solely started off based on looks. And if we've learned anything from 90 Day Fiancé, it's that these superficial starts rarely lead to happy endings.
Valentine and I have been dating for almost a year, and until now, I've kept him a secret from my entire family. But now that things are getting serious, I want to tell them, but I'm extremely nervous.
So, the couple had made promises together back in the Dominican Republic, but for April, telling her family about Valentine was quite a task. Probably because April and her sisters are all girl bosses, and they don't love the idea of a sugar baby.
I can tell by that deep breath that something ain't right.
Okay. Yes, there is something new. More like someone new.
My biggest fear with telling my family about Valentine is that they simply won't accept him.
So when I went to DR,
Yeah.
I met him when I was at the gym.
Although the reaction of April's sisters at the initial disclosure was less explosive than expected, the next few revelations surely took them by surprise. I mean, who dates someone who doesn't even speak the same language? April was down bad.
What'd he do?
He's a fitness instructor,
Okay.
and he doesn't speak like English just yet.
How y'all gonna communicate?
Okay. We communicate primarily via text and a translator. He's a really great guy. He's consistent, he's kind, he's generous.
Well, after getting over the hassle of telling her family about the relationship, it was time for April to fly to the Dominican Republic and meet her Prince Charming to see how the future unfolds. Good luck, girl. I hope your heart remains in one piece till the end.
And as you can see, your girl is nowhere close. Today I'm traveling to DR to see my boyfriend Valentine, and I'm so excited. We haven't seen each other in 5 months. But excited as I am also a nervous wreck because I'm going to meet Valentine's family for the first time, and I think it's important that they like me.
April and Valentine's airport reunion after 5 months apart wasn't anything new. We've seen countless tearful embraces in the 90 Day Fiancé, and we all know how most of those love stories ended. But yeah, this couple certainly looked head over heels with each other.
I'm like low-key nervous though.
I can picture myself marrying Valentine.
It was an incredibly emotional moment, with feelings running so high that April and Valentine began talking to each other despite the language barrier.
Do you miss me?
Sí. Mucho.
Poquito or grande?
Mucho. Grande.
Grande? Okay. Le quiero un beso. I miss you.
And now, since the emotional outpouring was over, it was time to see things more practically. Apart from the language barrier, financial status was possibly an even bigger difference between April and Valentine. And April's sisters may have been seeing the future, predicting it to cause issues.
Antes de yo conocer a April, solamente me quedé una vez en un hotel. Yo veo que April puede ser la mujer de mi vida, Pero hay cosas que se complican. Ella está acostumbrada a estar en lugares lujosos.
Mi vida, mientras yo fui creciendo, no fue un resort. Muchas cosas yo tuve que ganármelas.
And the financial difference finally began to surface when April went to meet Valentine's family. I mean, for someone living in the US her whole life, the Dominican neighborhoods were not giving the same energy, and she was a little too candid about her distaste.
Su casa?
Sí.
Oh my gosh. Baby, this looks like a very poor part of your country. I love it.
No.
Sí.
No. Te conozco tanto que sé lo que te gusta.
Despite April dropping her facade for a minute, the initial family gathering was lovely. Surprisingly, they all got along pretty well. His family was quite welcoming. Only awkward part is that she is the only one who really speaks English.
I'm really honored that they really want to get to know me.
What are we cooking?
Mango with salami.
Valentine told me that his mother and grandmother invited me to spend the day with them so that we can prepare for the family get-together.
Mango with salami.
Avocado.
Mango is plantain.
As we were anticipating, the eyebrows were soon raised when April revealed she was a vegan. We had a classic cultural shock moment there. April doesn't have much tact. She was being a bit blunt and for me rude. This may be where she is lucky. They can't understand her word for word.
Processed meats is carcinogenic, and I've never eaten salami.
Salami.
Salchichón.
Salami.
Ella es vegana.
Carne?
Ah,
Eh. Salami is, it's like kind of disgusting to me. Like I just,
okay.
cat.
Well, the appetite laughter was soon over and Valentine's family began asking the real questions. And here we get into the real details. Clearly, April and Valentine should have gotten a bit deeper in their discussions. Maybe we blame the language barrier. All red flags.
¿Cuáles son los planes tuyos con Valentín?
Let me explain on my phone. We haven't really discussed in great detail about where we would potentially live long term. It's always been my impression that he understood it would not be here, but in the United States.
Yo no estoy pensando ir para allá todavía.
He's done thing to United States now.
I guess Valentine was so busy checking out April's ass the first time they met that he forgot to clear up such an important thing. April was under the impression that he would be moving to the US with her, but in front of his family, Valentine took a U-turn and started giving excuses.
He would be interested in moving to the United States to be with me.
No, yo no pienso viajar allá todavía, porque yo necesito realmente una buena preparación.
So, like, cuando aprendes
No sé.
inglés?
No sé.
Then April tried to motivate Valentine her way by giving him a fierce reality check, but it felt a little embarrassing in front of his family. Honestly, April is really showing how unaware she is socially. I am starting to see why she had to venture outside the US for a partner.
If you don't start learning multiple things at a time, you're not going to be able to secure a future for yourself. I did not get to where I am by doing one task at a time. You're already starting behind.
Quizás simplemente tratar de denigrarme y pensar de que yo dándole mente a lo que ella me dice, no voy a echar para adelante.
After she fully dogged him in front of his family, they stood up for him a bit. Why doesn't she move to the Dominican? Even though she is right, she makes more, so it makes more sense for him to move. You don't have to be so rude.
Si él quiere aprender inglés para tú llevártelo para allá, ¿por qué tú no vienes para acá?
Yo quiero ser alguien en el futuro, pero yo no me cargo mucho.
Sounds like excuses. There's really no nice way to say it. You understand that I make the most.
But April wasn't the one to be backed down so easily. Without hesitation, she started giving reality checks one after another, making this entire family drama even more intense. I would hate to watch my son get beaten down right in front of me. And the first time I meet this girl.
It would be foolish for me to leave my career as a physician, my businesses that I own and operate, to come to the DR and live a impoverished lifestyle. I am a physician, a practicing physician that's doing extremely well. You can't provide for me. I have to make my own money.
The idea of April moving to the Dominican Republic is definitely far-fetched. I mean, why would she leave her established career and family just to move to a much poorer part of the world? but you could definitely be more graceful in your answer.
Lamentablemente, una persona humilde puede comportarse mejor que una que tenga dinero. Su forma me decepcionó. Yo no siento que ella me dé el mismo respeto que yo le doy a ella.
April just kept getting worse and worse. If I see this girl's fake gag again, I am going to lose it. Seems like she is in this to be able to control and put down Valentin rather than get a partner.
Can you show me how to work the bathroom?
Sí, claro. Así funciona, man.
For someone who was so conscious about hygiene, things were far from ideal for April. I can't say I would love it, but it really won't kill you.
It didn't go down.
No, es que yo le eché un poquito.
You have to do it fast. Rapido?
Sí.
It's worried about bacteria. I cannot touch this bucket. I cannot pour the water. My germophobia would not allow me to do it.
Entonces, como son una persona que no son millonarias ni ricas, el baño para bajarlo, lo que sea, se le echa agua.
And just as I expected, she decided to postpone the bathroom program for a while since she couldn't use that nasty bathroom. She was not joking about being a germaphobe.
I'm gonna at a hotel.
¿Qué?
No, not anymore. I don't have to pee anymore.
I really don't want to be rude to Valentin's family, but my anxiety and my germophobia is through the roof.
It was a sigh of relief for April to get out of that place. But on the flip side, it didn't quite sit right with Valentin. It made him angry and honestly fair. The conditions weren't great, but this woman is supposed to love you. And that would mean being a bit more respectful to your family.
Ahí yo no quise decirle nada, pero eso sí me incomodó. Es un baño normal. Eso es una exageración lo que ella hacía. Yo me sentí enojado, en verdad, cuando ella no quiso usar el baño.
Baby, can you grab my bag?
Un insulto no, es un insultazo para mí.
But yeah, as things went down, this debacle created a tense environment between the couple, and their lovey-dovey vibe was soon reduced to ashes.
Were you offended because I didn't want to use the restroom at your mom's house?
Un poco.
¿En serio?
Sí. Simplemente no es un baño de lujo, pero sí estaba limpio.
From the outside, Valentin didn't show his anger much, but he was actually really hurt. The disrespect Valentin and his family felt was immense. It was a classic case of cultural as well as financial differences between an international couple. If April can't suck it up, this is probably not the right relationship.
Porque ya yo le había explicado, le había dicho, no sé si tú te vas a sentir incómoda visitando a mi madre en esa pequeña casa. Siento que me faltó el respeto, tanto a mí como a mi familia.
Not a great love story so far, right? Well, all these issues were still really petty since the real drama was yet to come. After navigating through the family drama, the couple booked a family resort to finally enjoy some quality time together, but Valentin surprised April by just disappearing for a while.
Yesterday, we checked into this beautiful resort, and I couldn't wait to spend the rest of this time reconnecting.
Where did Valentin go?
Who knows? Valentin said that his uncle is out of town and that he needed to go by the house and feed his dogs.
Valentin's excuse for disappearing sounds pretty believable at first, but to April, it was nothing but a blatant lie.
So do you believe him?
Oh, no. He said the uncle don't take care of the dogs and he didn't want to feed the dogs. So he had to go and feed the dogs. It sounded like total to me.
Estuve cuidando la casa de tío, luego vine a compartir con mis amigos.
I mean, wow, Valentin, that was really a perfect time for you to hang out with friends while your future wife was here, waiting to see you at a resort. To me, Valentin's disappearance looked more like a way to express his anger over the earlier humiliation of his family.
What's the point of me spending so much time to come here if I don't even get to see you?
¿Qué es lo que tú quieres?
What do I want? I just want a normal relationship where my partner wants to spend time with me, and you're making me feel like I have to beg you to spend time with you. That's up.
Things had become really tight between April and Valentin at this point. April's complaints were valid, but respect breeds respect. You can't expect to just get this man under your thumb. Valentin doesn't seem interested enough in her money to put up with her.
Mira, honestamente, yo no estoy pasando tiempo contigo porque tú eres una persona que me vive tirando muchas cosas en cara. A mí no me gusta eso. Honestamente, a mí no me gusta eso.
Fue como que si todo estaba bien. Pero después que llegué al hotel, yo no aguanté y le dije que me iba a ir de ahí.
The couple then got entangled in a verbal confrontation right on the street. It seemed like April and Valentine's happily ever after might not last long.
Cuando fuimos donde mi mamá, dije que el baño esto, que el baño lo otro, el baño sí realmente estaba limpio. Todo empezó desde ahí. Tú eres un ser humano, igual que todo el mundo.
La persona que yo conocí en ese gimnasio, yo pensé que iba a ser diferente.
April was not backing off either anytime soon. She had the counters to Valentine's arguments ready in her mouth. A successful relationship is often successful because of compromises, and here, no one was looking to compromise one bit.
To come to me like a man and tell me what the problem was. Instead, you chose to disappear and allow me to waste my money and be by myself. So you're telling me that you haven't come around for all this time because I made you feel like a small man.
Nonetheless, this drama was soon over, but it left a deep crack in the relationship between April and Valentine. At the end of her vacation to the Dominican Republic, April decided to have one final conversation with Valentine to see if things would work out or not.
How are you?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Yeah, wash your hands.
I texted Valentine this morning to come to the hotel because I want to figure out where we go from here.
From the way things were unfolding, I could already tell it wasn't going to end well. It was majorly because neither April nor Valentine seemed willing to compromise for the sake of their love.
Me dijiste que tenemos que hablar algo importante. ¿Podemos ir al grano, por favor?
We are talking about the fact that I'm in your country and you are nowhere to be found. You did not prioritize my visit and we did not spend much time together.
Sé que no pasé el tiempo suficiente contigo, pero te expliqué la situación de por qué no pasé el tiempo suficiente contigo.
So basically, Valentine was never able to work around the disrespect he had felt at his mother's house. And that eventually became the reason why he lost his spark. For April, however, it was still about her money.
Cost thousands of dollars. I did not spend all that money just to come and sleep in the cold bed by my darn self.
Después que April le habló mal a mi familia y criticó la casa de que era muy pobre, yo sentí que April era una persona diferente.
By then, it was evident that this relationship was far from over. April's trip to the Dominican in search of love didn't prove to be fruitful, and she was feeling the embarrassment on her way back home.
I am so upset, really hurt, embarrassed. I just didn't see my love life going in this direction. I came to the Dominican Republic a week ago in love, but now I'm just ready to go home.
Well, I guess money really makes people see things differently. And in this case, I think it was a power struggle. April thought she could buy a partner, and I don't think Valentine was interested. Sound off in the comments, who do you think was in the wrong? I mean, I wouldn't love that bathroom, but I wouldn't gag in my future mother-in-law's face either. And as always, subscribe to stay caught up on 90 Day Fiancé content.